hours more of learning and growing in doing Alliance in Motion Global Business and Healthcare.
I agree, Pastor John. We have a lot of speakers that they're all ready right now.
Right. And then first, I met a couple all the way from Bahrain. Wow. Ibrahim Ahmed Ibrahim and Fatima Biona. Can you stand up, please? There they are. Woo! In Global Bahrain.
Wow.
Thank you for being here.
All right. Do you want more? Are you learning? Okay, coach.
Our after lunch speaker and trainer. Bawal matulog. Ang matulog, hindi magiging milyonaryo. Ito pong ating susunod na tagapagsalita, isuki na natin. Our next trainer is a 5th generation master herbalist.
Wow.
And was granted practicing privileges at the Columbia Hospital in Miami Beach, Florida. Nature's Way then recruited Dean to be their product formulator and clinical study manager for over 16 years. Now returned to private practice, he enjoys sharing the wonder and science of nutritional plants throughout the world and his own backyard in Springville, Utah, USA. Magsasaka po ang ating tagapagsalita.
Wow.
Why don't we give a big, big hand clap and a shout to Mr. Dean Morris from Nature's Way! Magandang umaga! Good morning! Wow! Did everyone enjoy their lunch? Kain ng kain? Francis Miguel taught me that. I hope it's accurate. He might have been schooled from me. To be with you, wow, what a privilege, what an honor to be on the same stage with Dr. Butch, and Dr. James, and Dr. Rudy, and Mr. Bill. Wow, what a powerhouse, right? He's a beefcake. He really inspired me. I did some burpees back in the back, and let's just see how well they did. It's 2-1 for a shirt. I'm glad I could join you with your t-shirts here at the aimcademy. We got a lot to do and a lot to cover in, 30 minutes less than I planned for. So let's keep moving. Let's say good morning once again to Alliance in Motion and happy 10th anniversary. Way to go! Power! Hey. Now they say on the 10th anniversary that the traditional gift should be made from tin. Tin is the traditional material to give on a 10th anniversary. So I wanted to, Nature's Way and Natural Life Asia wants to present a gift to AIM Global of this tin lighthouse. Turn the light on here. And shine out like AIM Global does with that wonderful knowledge and information and health. This is a lighthouse made out of tin. It kind of looks like one of the lighthouses that you have here in the Philippines. But that's to acknowledge you and celebrate your success. Now the light continues, as we've done in the past years, the light continues to represent the health, the energy, the protection, the well-being that you are emanating, gleaming, beaming out to the entire world. That well-being that comes from the Restore Life, the Cola Juice, the Complete Vital Energizer, and of course the C24/7 gummies and nutraceutical The lighthouse represents actually physically the Alliance in Motion Global, which is the means by which the light beams across the waves throughout the world. So the lighthouse represents AIM. And for those of you who answered questions in the presentation today, I've got a tin lantern, a tin token of the lighthouse. The little lamp that has its own little candle for you to light up. Now, what does the handle represent? What does the handle represent? How many of you have been here to trainings in the past? Who were here last year and the year before? When we had your 8th anniversary. Remember that? We had a bronze lantern here. What did the handle represent? Anybody here then? Anybody remember what the handle on the lantern or lamp represents? You remember? What? The what? Yeah, you hold on to it. What does it represent? What does the handle represent? Support? Yeah, grab it? No? Anybody else? What does it represent? Shout it out. I haven't heard it yet. It represents the knowledge. The knowledge that you grasp in these sessions, you grasp that knowledge, and that's the handle that you take that light out to the world, right? AIM is the lighthouse. You guys are grasping knowledge at this aimcademy, and you're going to be able to carry that out. So that's one lamp that didn't get put out. You don't remember that knowledge? Well, let's let the lower lights be burning. You've heard that song, Philip Bliss. Let the lower lights be burning, send a gleam across the way. If your lighthouse is beaming that light to the world, then you are providing these wonderful products that will provide so much health, wealth, well-being, protection to the entire world. I guess I've incentivized you enough with these lamps. We're going to be giving those out if you answer questions. But I also need to threaten you. I'll sing more if you don't listen too. If you're not listening, I'm going to end up singing. So, just a warning, a word of warning. You don't want me to sing, then please grasp the knowledge, and let's get these responses and make sure that you have a great feel for the kind of knowledge that you have. Now, in years past, we focused on vitamins and minerals. Back last year and the year before, we focused on the many different vitamins and minerals that are in the C24/7. So let's do a quick review to remind ourselves. How many vitamins are we talking? Specific or specified on the packaging? At least 30 plus different vitamins and minerals. One of those, vitamin A. We talked about how a deficiency of vitamin A can lead to night blindness. So if you don't have enough vitamin A in your body, in your system, first, night vision is lost. But you can overdo vitamins, right? You can overdose. And if you get too much vitamin A, your hair will start to fall out. And so there's a window there. You need some or you'll be blind, but if you get too much, it'll start to harm. Interesting about how when you isolate a nutrient out from food, then you have a smaller window of opportunity. Too little and there's a problem. Too much and there's a problem. When you isolate things. Okay, well that's Nutrition 101. You passed 101. Should we graduate now and go to Nutrition 202? The superfoods? Because that's the beauty of the C24/7 and the Complete Phyto Energizer. It has whole plants in it, whole foods, whole fruits and vegetables and green foods, superfoods. And plants produce thousands of nutrients. Not just vitamin A, not just C, not just B, not just iron, not just calcium. Plants produce thousands of these nutrients. Why? Because they have to. They can't go to their health food store. They can't go to a pharmacy. They can't go to the supermarket. They have to stay where they're planted and generate all the nutrients that they need. And that's what we can incorporate into our body as well. Now the names of these are tricky. Vitamin A is a simple name to remember. Vitamin A? Who knows the actual name of vitamin A? Who knows the name of the vitamin that you need to keep from going blind at night? You know? Shout it out. 11-cis-retinaldehyde. Easy enough, wasn't it? We gave you the name of a plant that acts like vitamin A, the carotenoids, but the actual name of vitamin A, the vitamin that you need for your eyes to be able to see at night, is 11-cis-retinaldehyde. The retina is in there. You see the retina in there? That's the actual name. You thought it was going to be easy. You thought it was vitamin A. But it's 11-cis-retinaldehyde. Now, how many plant pigments, and this is, you mentioned one, this gentleman here that got the first lantern. How many plant pigments? Pigments are the colors of plants, right? Man, the more balanced your diet, the more colorful really it is when it's natural. How many plant pigment carotenoids, that's the response that I was given, are considered to be provitamin A, that your body can convert into 11-cis-retinaldehyde? How many? 11? I hear 11, I hear 11, do I hear 12, do I hear 12, do I hear 13, do I hear 14? Do I hear anybody? Am I hearing the Baptist? Are you listening? How many? 8, 10? Way off. You're way off. There are over 600 plant pigments that are provitamin A. Did you say 600? You said 600? Just now, you Canadians. A. Vitamin A. At least 600 Canadian versions of vitamin A there. But there are over 600 pigments, carotenoids that plants produce that you can make 11-cis-retinaldehyde out of. That's a lot of nutrition. And so let's put them up on a scale. We've got the complex diet. That's where you want to be most of the time. It's only when you are imbalanced, when you have lost the capacity to derive these hundreds and thousands of nutrients out of your wholesome diet, that you end up in these other parts of the spectrum. You take a little bit of an isolate and you get better, and then you always move back to the complex diet. Of course, C24/7, Complete Phyto Energizer, follow along that line, because they have those whole foods in them. They're not just parts of plants, they're the whole plant that's in there, and can help complex your diet with wholesome foods. Now we've got products that are also in the extract area. The Restore Life is that resveratrol that we talked about in earlier products. And that is coming from plants. It's a part of the plant that the plant makes when it's under stress. It makes more resveratrol. When the plant is hurting, when it's not getting enough water during the dry season, or when there's toxins, it will produce more resveratrol to protect itself. And so when we need a little bit more protection, we'll turn to Restore Life. But there's some in the C24/7 and Phyto Energizer, isn't there? Because of whole plants, they also have some of that resveratrol. And then when you take a fat-soluble extract, whether it's water-soluble types of resveratrol or the catechins that were mentioned earlier, the EGCG, those are the more water-soluble. You can also take a fat-soluble part of a plant or a fish. And that's where the colladuce comes from, right? That's the fatty acids, essential fatty acids, the omega-3s. Who said that over there? Because I'm one shy, I'm gonna send one your way. The omega-3s are the fatty acids. Who said it? It was a female voice. Was it you? There you go. Way to go. The omega-3s are a fat-soluble nutrient, the essential fatty acids, EPA, DHA, and that's going to be an extract of the fats, right? Now, vitamin A, we mentioned mentioned it. Vitamin A would be on that end of the spectrum. Do you want to just live off a vitamin pill and take only vitamin A? You won't last that long. Your hair will fall out if you're only consuming vitamin A, right? And so you only really want to take an isolated vitamin A when you've gotten really imbalanced. Like, for example, if you are going blind and your night vision is deficient, that's the perfect time to take a vitamin A supplement. But the rest of the time, it's better to move into the complex areas and get vitamin A and all these hundreds of other, thousands of other carotenoids, over 600 other carotenoids from our diet to make vitamin A. Well, let's look at another carotenoid. Not every carotenoid, not every plant pigment has provitamin A. Others have great antioxidant properties. An antioxidant? We say that together, antioxidant? Right? You know what an antioxidant is, right? Antioxidants. Lutein is an excellent antioxidant. It's also a carotenoid. But it's not one that you can make provitamin A out of. It's not one that you can make 11-cis-renaldehyde. Let's take it even more partsome. Let's look at this isolate over here. Let's look at quercetin. Quercetin is a flavanol. It's a flavanol that's also a pigment. It's a yellow crystalline flavanol. And it's used to prevent allergies and inflammation. And Dr. Ed saw how important that particular vitamin nutrient fragment is. And so he put some of that into the C24-7 as a co-formulator of the C24-7. So we got those on the other end, that nutrient vitamin isolate fragment end. And where can you find those? Where can you find something that will provide a complete source for all of those? I heard you say it first. Of course, they're all going to be going into the C24-7 and the phytoenergizer. They're all in there as part of a whole food fraction. And so daily you're getting thousands of these nutrients from these supplements that are going to instill in you small amounts of thousands of nutrients that will build and strengthen your body. All right, so that's our review of nutrition. Let's go on in and focus today on superfood nutrients, the superfoods that are in our C24-7 Complete Phytoenergizer. Now, you're beaming the light of this superfoods, the fruits and veggies, the greens and algaes, the citrus peel flavonoids, the superfood flour carotenoids, the omega-3s, and superfood mushrooms. If we have enough time, we'll get all the way through those, but we may not. We may have to end up shorting ourselves a little bit due to the lack of time. But these are all beaming good health throughout the world. They're beaming energy throughout the world. They're beaming ORAC protection, which we'll talk about, throughout the world. And you're beaming the well-being from these superfoods throughout the world as the mission of AIM Global. Superfoods, fruits and veggies, covering, well, what we're going to do is just give you a little bit of background, and then last but not least, the latest acquisition of scientific trophy, if you will, the study that will show us how wonderful these superfoods are. These superfoods, fruits and veggies, amazingly complex, amazingly diverse. Can they go to the store? Can a cherry tree get up and go to the store when it needs more food? Simple carbs, complex carbs, proteins, fats. No, it has to produce all of those. So plants are an excellent source of so many good things for us. Bilberry is one of my favorites. I fed off bilberry for about a week. During the bilberry harvest, I was riding my bike 700 miles from Kennewick, Washington, all the way up to Montana and down to Idaho in the United States. And I fed on bilberries, was my favorite breakfast food. It was during their season. These also will help support visual nighttime vision because they are the source of rhodopsin that allows the cones of your... I'm going to start singing because I hear people are not grasping this knowledge. I hear talking. You want me to sing, don't you? You're trying to force a song out of me. Are you grasping this? Bilberries produce rhodopsin for the cones of the eye, that dark purple pigment that allows you to take in light and adjust to light changes are part of the magic of bilberries. They're native to Europe. They grow in North and South America.